Let us try to answer those questions on clocks now, which are very frequently asked in the examination. He'll ask you a question: at what time between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, two hands of the clock meet? At what time between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, two hands of the clock meet? At what time between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, the angle is 180 degrees? At what time between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, the angle is 60 degrees? So you'll be getting questions where the angle will be given and time will be asked. But remember, whenever there is a question on angle given and time asked, he can't directly ask you a question, angle is 180 degrees, find the time. Because the angle of 180 degrees will happen once every hour. So you can't find the time directly because it will happen between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, it will happen between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, it will happen between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So you can't directly say this is my answer. So 180 degrees will happen lot of times, 0 degrees will happen lot of times, 90 degrees will happen lot of times. So that's the reason whenever the question is framed, he'll be framing question in such a way that between so and so time and so and so time, when is the angle so and so degrees? That's the reason these questions become very important and you have to have the complete knowledge about clocks to answer this. Don't get into any formula here. Let us try to understand the concept of clocks in detail. If the question is between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, at what time two hands of the clock meet? That means he's asking us a question between 3 and 4. He wants us to find at what time they will meet. That means he's expecting the angle to be 0 degrees. And as I said, your answer cannot be 315. Because at 315 the angle is not 0 degrees. At 315 the angle is 7.5 degrees. That is what we have discussed in the previous videos. So your answer is not 315, but you can realize that your answer will be between 315 and 320. Because this will be on 3 at 3 o'clock. This will come on to 3. This will move little away. This will come and overtake this and go and meet 4. That means anywhere between these two your answer will be there. If you find only one option between these two, then you can mark that. But all the options will be between these two and your options will be mixed fraction. Something like 315 4 by 11, 316 5 by 11, 316 4 by 11, 318 2 by 11 and so on. So you will be having lot of options of this kind and it will be very difficult for us to mark the answer. So whenever you get a question of this kind, you have to understand that you have to have the complete knowledge about clocks. So what we'll do is, you'll get this answer within seconds, but before that let us understand why do we get the answer so easily. Try to focus now, let us get into the depth of clocks, so please pay your attention. He is asking us to find out between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock when do they meet. That means 0 degrees. The question can be asked as, when do they meet, when do they intersect, when do they overlap, when do they collide. So there can be a lot of terminology. That means he is asking us to find out 0 degrees. This is something very important. But try to focus now, between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock they have to meet. Will they meet between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock? Obviously they will meet. Will they meet between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock? Obviously they will meet. So let us try to understand, they will be meeting between 4, 5, between 5, 6, between 7, 8 and so on. Can you tell me one time? When do they meet exactly? That means can you recollect one time when do they meet and you have angle 0 degrees? You can obviously say it is 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock you will be having 0 degrees. That means if I take a clock, when both are on 12, you will be having 0 degrees. That is for sure. After it has 0 degrees at 12 o'clock, how much more time it will take to get 0 degrees again? Can I say in 1 hour you will get another 0 degrees? Absolutely no. Because after 1 hour, this will move on to 1 and this will come back to 12. So in 60 minutes, this will come back to 12, but this will not be waiting on 12. This will come on to 1. So I can confidently say in 60 minutes they are not meeting. And this bigger hand will realize that this is on 1 and it will come on to 1. If this comes on to 1, will this remain on 1? Absolutely no. That means they are not even taking exactly 65 minutes. That means 1 hour 5 minutes. This might have moved little away from 1 and this will go and meet this little away from 1. That means after 12 o'clock, if they have to meet, they will meet little away from 1.5. Not exactly 1.5, but little more than 1.5. And after little more than 1.5, if they have to meet again, they will not meet exactly at 2:10, but little more than 2:10. And after 2:10, if they have to meet, they'll meet little more than 3:15. After 3:15, if they have to meet, they'll meet little more than 4:20, little more than 5:25, little more than 6:30, little more than 7:35, little more than 8:40, little more than 9:45, little more than 10:50, and after little more than 10:50, they will not meet little more than 11:55. That little more than 11:55 itself is 12 o'clock. Why am I spending so much of time in explaining this is, try to understand, after they met at 12 o'clock, they kept on meeting every hour. Little more than 1:05, little more than 2:10, little more than 3:15 and so on. And after little more than 11:55, they met again at 12 o'clock. That means 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock, you will have 12 hours. In 12 hours time, they are not meeting 12 times, they are meeting exactly 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. So in 12 hours, they are meeting exactly 11 times. This information is enough for you to answer every question of this kind, not only every question of this kind, but many questions on clocks. So please pay your attention, realize the fact that two hands of the clock collide or two hands of the clock meet 11 times in every 12 hours. You will have a lot of questions of this kind in the examination. You will be having questions, how many times in a day two hands of the clock have an angle 0 degrees. In 12 hours, if it is 11 times, that itself means that in 24 hours, it has to be 22 times. So this turns out to be very important question. So please understand the concept. In 12 hours, they will meet 11 times. We'll extend from there. And the other thing, please remember, 0 degrees happens 22 times in a day. Let us get deep into the concept now. Please pay your attention. You got to know that in 12 hours, they are meeting 11 times. From this information, I can say in 24 hours, they are meeting 22 times. This is something important because you will get straight questions from this. That means 0 degrees happens 22 times in a day. 0 degrees happens 22 times in a day. Whatever happens for 0, that happens for 180. So 180 degrees also happens 22 times in a day. There will be a question, how many times in a day you get an angle 180 degrees? That means your answer is 22 times. How many times in a day two hands of the clock are in a straight line facing opposite direction? That means it is 22 times, because two hands of the clock in a straight line facing opposite direction is 180 degrees. Other than 0 and 180, other than 0 degrees and 180 degrees, it could be any other degree other than 0 and 180, will happen exactly 44 times. That means if 0 degrees happens once, this will happen twice. Anything other than 0 and 180 will happen 44 times. So these are very important questions in terms of examination you have to remember. Now let us get into the concept. Here we got to know in 12 hours they are meeting 11 times. So to meet 11 times, they are taking 12 hours. If I convert 12 hours into minutes, I can say they will be taking 12 into 60 minutes. To meet 11 times 12 into 60 minutes, to meet one time, they will be taking 12 into 60 by 11. That is equal to 720 by 11. And if I simplify and write a mixed fraction for this, I can say 11 6 are 66, I got 60, 11 5 are 55, 5 remainder by 11. This number will be very important for you from now. So two hands will take exactly 65 5 by 11 minutes to meet once. Whenever you get a question, after how many minutes two hands of the clock meet, that should be 65 5 by 11 minutes. If you have not understood anything of this, it's still fine. But you have to know this number by heart, because this will help you to answer many questions in clocks. Two hands of the clock meet for every 65 5 by 11 minutes. They will be taking 65 5 by 11 minutes to meet. This will answer every question from now whenever the question is on meeting point. Let us try to get back to that diagram which I have drawn before. So please pay your attention. We got to know that two hands of the clock collide for every 65 5 by 11 minutes. If I get to know this number properly, then can I say they are meeting at 12 o'clock, and after 12 o'clock, they will take another 65 5 by 11 minutes to meet. That means they will be meeting again at 1:05 5 by 11, because 60 minutes is 1 o'clock, 5 minutes is 1:05, extra 5 by 11. Then again they will be meeting at 2:10 10 by 11. Then again they will be meeting after 65 5 by 11, that is 3:15 15 by 11, because 65 5 by 11 addition will give me 3:15 15 by 11. Then they will be meeting at 4:20 20 by 11, then 5:25 25 by 11, then 6:30 30 by 11, then 7:35 35 by 11, then 8:40, 40 by 11, then 9:45, 45 by 11, then 10:50, 50 by 11, then comes 11:55, 55 by 11. If you simplify 11:55, 55 by 11, I can say 11 ones are 11 fives are 55 plus 5 is 11:60. 11:60 is nothing but 12 o'clock. So please understand the concept here. Whenever they are meeting, it is as simple as you said 1:5, now you will add 5 by 11. You said 2:10, you will add 10 by 11. That means if it is 40 here, it will be 40 by 11. If it is 25 here, it will be 25 by 11. If it is 45 here, it will be 45 by 11. So whenever you get a question, between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, when do they meet? You will confidently say they will not meet because they met at 12 o'clock. They are not going to meet between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, when do they meet? You will feel that they will meet at 1:05, but you will correct yourself by saying that they will meet at 1:05, 5 by 11. Between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, when do they meet? You feel that both are on 2 and you will say that it is 2:10, but later you will correct and say it is 2:10, 10 by 11. If they are meeting after 3 o'clock, they will meet at 3:15, 15 by 11, but your expression to this answer is wrong. Your answer is correct, but the expression is wrong. You will start saying 3:15, 15 by 11, but later you will correct it and say it is 3:16, 4 by 11. Why? Because 3:15, 15 by 11, I can cancel 11 ones are, then you will be having 4 by 11. So it is equal to 3:16, 4 by 11. I'll explain that in detail, but the only thing I want you to understand is whenever there is a question between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, when do they meet? Feel both the hands are on 6 and say 6:30, but later get into 6:30, 30 by 11, and then you do the further simplification. I'll explain how to do that, but till 6:30, 30 by 11, if you understand, that's more than enough here. Let us get back to the questions now and try to answer a couple of questions so that you'll understand it in detail. Please pay your attention. They meet at 12 o'clock. They meet at 1:05, 5 by 11. They meet at 2:10, 10 by 11. Till here, no problem. Then they meet at 3:15, 15 by 11. But you have to convert it and say 3:15, leave it as it is. Simplify and say 11 ones are 11. Then 4 remainder by 11. So it is equal to 3:15 plus 1, 3:16, 4 by 11. Your answer for that question is 3:16, 4 by 11. And if it is 4:20, 20 by 11, but correct it and say 4, this one should be 19 by 11 because 11 ones are 11 and 9 remainder by 11. So 4:20 plus 1, 4:21, 9 by 11. Your answer will be 4:21, 9 by 11. Then comes 5:25, 25 by 11. It is 5:25 and this will be 2, 3 by 11 because 11 twos are 22 and you have 3 remainder by 11. So it will be 5:25 plus 2, 5:27, 3 by 11. You can do it orally. Suppose if I ask you between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, when do they meet? You can confidently say that it has to be 8:40. Then you can realize 8:40, 40 by 11. Then you can confidently say it is 8:43, 7 by 11. Why 8:43, 7 by 11? Because 40 by 11 is equal to 3, 7 by 11. You have to add it and say 8:43, 7 by 11. Let us not use our pen and paper. You tell me between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, when do they meet? Between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, they meet at 9:45, but that is not correct. They meet at 9:45, 45 by 11. That is correct, but expression is not correct. So it has to be 9:49, 1 by 11 because 45 by 11 is 4, 1 by 11. This is how you'll be answering questions whenever there is a question on meeting point. Thank you so much. I'm Crisna Chaitanya Reddy. Bye.